going to share some really quick, easy ornaments for your tree. When I think about the holidays, I'm really excited about the family gatherings and getting together, doing the shopping and giving people gifts. I saw these ornaments and I thought I have to try those, and they kind of got me in the decorating mood. So if you're like me, you love the holidays, come along, check this out. I have something that's quick and easy and looks phenomenal. I'll show you what you need. You need some ornaments, and I just got 2 plastic ones from the dollar store. You do have to be a little bit careful because they can bend. You want some Mod Podge or sponge brush, and you want some Epsom salt. I always want something protecting my surface, so today I'm using wax paper. You can use a regular piece of paper, you can use construction paper, you can use newspaper, you can use basically anything you want. This is just what I have chosen for today. Alright guys, so here we go! So first things first, as usual, I just cleaned off my bulb with some alcohol, rubbed it all down so that it was as clean as possible, and now I'm going to dip into the Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put a layer over the entire thing. I did take the top part out that sticks it to the tree, just because I don't want to be getting it on there. It's not a big deal if it does, but I prefer not. And the layer I'm going to put on, I'm going to do it a little bit thicker. I'm going to stick it on my finger so I don't get it everywhere. Now you can definitely go all the way to the bottom if you want, but I'm just going to go around and I'm not going to do the very bottom. Okay, so now this is super easy project. You need a piece of notebook paper, and then you're going to sprinkle this over it like you would glitter, okay? Make sure you get enough on there. And I did shake up my bottle of Epsom salt before I opened it so that it would come out a little easier. Now I'm going to hold right here with just the tip of my thumbnail, and I'm going to tap my finger so the excess stuff comes off. And now everything else I'm just going to let sit and dry. You can also tap the bulb if you want, the bottom of it. Any place that you see is missing some, like I always examine it, and if you see it's missing some, go ahead and sprinkle over a little bit more. If you notice any wet spots, that's when you're going to want to sprinkle it on a little bit more. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to turn it upside down, and this is partly why I didn't do the bottom, but also just because I think it'll look cool. And you're going to leave it and let it dry. And once it's dry, we'll come back to it. Another way to do it is to take your Epsom salt, pour some in a bowl, and mix some food coloring in with it. There is no way you're going to need this much Epsom salt, but I figured it's better to be safe than sorry. You want to make sure this is what you start with, so you don't have your Mod Podge on your bulb and it's sitting over there drying while you're mixing. And you also want to make sure that you get all the pieces broken up if there's any chunks or anything. Alright, so next step is just what we did with the other one. So I'm going to remove this top piece. I'm going to stick it on my finger, and remember to do a little bit heavier amount because Epsom salt's going to be a little heavier than like paper or something like that. So you want it to hold on really tight. Next step is just to take the Epsom salt that you did dye with, and we're going to, you don't have to use a spoon, but since it's not coming directly out of the container, I'm going to use a spoon to sprinkle it on. And sometimes I'll just press it in it. I feel like it helps it stick a little bit better, and it covers any spots you missed. I do see a couple spots over here that are in need of some love. Oops. Okay, now same story. I'm going to flip it upside down, and it's going to sit over here and dry. Okay guys, so as you can see over here, I have put a second layer of the Mod Podge on it, and I'm letting it dry just to solidify it a little bit more. But on this one, you can tell that I haven't put anything on it yet. I'm going to go ahead and put some on, but right now you can see when I squeeze it, or even touch it, a lot falls off. So everything in here is what has come off since it's dried and I've pressed on it, okay? So that is why I want to put another layer over the top to solidify it a little bit more. Now with this one, you can see how it kind of gumped up because not all of it, some of it came up with the glue, and so then it moved around, and it still gives it a really nice looking effect, which is why I continue to do that, and I'm leaving it as is, and I'm not making it smooth right now. Towards the bottom where we had it fade out, I'm going to go ahead and dab a little bit more than stroke, just because I don't want the Mod Podge to get past where it originally was, and since it's a lot finer, I want to make sure we get in between all of it. So any place you notice it's not sinking into, you can go ahead and dab. Just make sure you're aware that it's going to pull up some of the Epsom salt, so you just want to be aware of that so you can make sure you're not getting it too bumpy. If you don't like that look, then you can smooth it back down. Okay, getting to the end here. And I turned on the fan above me so that it would help this dry a little bit faster, since normally it'll take a little bit longer to dry. If you're in a hurry, that's definitely something I would do. And then with this one, I have some glitter. It's just really fine silver and gold glitter that got mixed. And I'm going to go ahead and use this paper that I originally used and just sprinkle it around the top there. Whoops, got a little bit crazy on that side. And then I'm just going to go ahead and shake it down. And I'll go ahead and do it a little bit further down. See it? Once all three of these have dried, we'll check in to see the final results. Alright guys, so here are our final results. Here is the blue one, and to really give it some pizzazz, you can just put some of the little LED lights in it that come in the battery pack. This one I picked up at the dollar store. Just hide this in the tree, and all you see is that glowing bulb. It has an on-off switch, so it's not like it has to be on all the time. And then our white one with the glitter, here's that one. And I'm going to go ahead and add the lights into that so you can see what it looks like also. But here's what it looks like without the lights. Still really gorgeous all on its own. There it is, all bright and shiny. Ready for the holidays. There we go, side by side. Let me turn this one off so you can see both of them just as they are. Now besides water marbling, which we did with the pumpkins, and you could definitely do with bulbs, I think this is the next easiest way to decorate a bulb. I'll link that movie up above so you can check that out, but there's lots of ways to decorate the bulbs that'll be quick and simple and just really add a nice bling and pizzazz to your tree. Give it that personal touch. So check out the mason jar that we did with the glitter. You could easily do that on the bulbs as well. Let me know if you've tried decorating any bulbs and how they turned out. Let me know if you give these a try and what you think. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye guys!